How's everybody doing? I'd like to go ahead and call the Richland County Recreation Commission regular board meeting to order for January 22nd, 2024. I'd like to go ahead and get an action to go ahead and adopt the agenda tonight.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
For a second,
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, so first item tonight is to go ahead and the board approve the meeting minutes from our last board meeting in 2023, which was December 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, December 18th, 2023, regular board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, anybody signed up for public input tonight?
We do not have anyone for public input tonight.
All right. Let's go ahead and move into our financial report with Ryan.
Good evening, Chair Lapine, members of the Commission Board. I'd like to begin tonight by providing you with an update on the General Enterprise Fund financials for the period July 1, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. Total revenues for the general fund for the 6-month period were approximately $3 million compared to $2.4 million this time last year. Represents an increase of approximately $539,000 to revenues, or a 22% increase. Property tax revenue was the largest driver for this increase. While our property tax allocation increased for fiscal year 23, the increase is largely attributed to the time in which we received revenues from Richland County. Grant revenues are also up from this time last year, as we did receive a reimbursement from ARPA funds from the county at the beginning of the fiscal year. Program revenues for the 6-month period were $392,000 compared to $413,000 this time last year. Represents approximately $21,000 decrease, or 5%. Parks and rental revenue was the largest driver for that decrease. General fund expenditures for this period were $6.8 million compared to $7.4 million this time last year. Represents approximately 8.6% decrease, or $636,000. The biggest driver for the decrease would be supply expenditures. There was a receipt of a reimbursement for Meadow Lake due to some of the property damage that we had dealt with at that location. That was applied to the building supply line item. Capital improvement line item is down, as well as salary and fringe expense. To date, there has been one less pay period than fiscal year 23. Counting them up, there was actually a total of 27 pay dates in fiscal year 23. Compared to this year, where we're projected for 26. Enterprise fund revenues for the current period were $534,000 compared to $499,000 this time last year. Represents approximately $35,000 increase, or 7%. The largest driver for the revenue increase was green and range fees and cart rentals. We just have seen an increase in volume. Enterprise fund expenditures for this period were $461,000 compared to $491,000 this time last year. Represents approximately 6.1% decrease or $30,000. Salaries and fringe were the largest driver for this change, and it's largely due to there being one less pay period during the current period compared to the first half of fiscal year 23. Are there any questions? Thank you.
I do have a question, I'm sorry. Can you just explain to me the difference between capital outlay expense versus capital improvement?
That capital improvement category largely encompasses improvements that are made to our facilities. So they're gonna be like large capital improvements like a new air duct or HVAC unit, building repairs. For instance, Linrick, we had a roof repair. Capital outlay, a lot of the line, the expenditures under that line item relate to capital equipment purchases. So that would be new maintenance equipment and things of that nature.
Thank you.
I have a question. Maybe I'm on that. You said I guess it was a insurance check that we received for the Meadow Lake claim. Where did we place that check? What line item did we apply that payment to?
There was a billing supply expense that was reimbursed, so we applied it to that line item. So it essentially decreased the expense.
You said it was under the,
Supplies expense?
Yes, it was under supplies expense.
Further training and development.
okay. Okay, but this is under general fund, correct? Under
Yes.
supplies, okay.
Yes.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan. We have no unfinished business, so we're gonna go on to new business. We have a request for waiver of facility fees for the League of Women Voters of Columbia.
It's my recommendation, that we, allow the vendor, the leasing to rent this, facility at half price since they are, nonprofit 501c. That's our policy. So in order to stay consistent, what we've been doing with everybody else that been coming for the board, I recommend that we charge them the 50% rate.
Any questions? I mean, I see what their explanation here is that they're renting the space. Like, but it just says, hold on. Okay. Second page kind of says what they're doing. Okay, so our policy calls for a 50% reduction in the normal fee since they're 501c3, correct?
Correct.
Any motions here?
I'll make a motion that we give them the 50% waiver for facility fees.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley, Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
motion approved.
Now we're into other business. Acting Executive Director, Forrest Lewis, can you give your report, please?
Yes. Project updates. Crane Creek, Pollock Technology Partners, came out and finished, installing the camera system on the front side and back of the entire maintenance shop. Now the entire maintenance yard is not covered, to help prevent theft of our assets that has, constantly taken place over there for the last couple of years. This new technology, has great alarm system, can pick up pictures and in the dark, and every angle of the maintenance yard is not covered, so we feel better knowing that we have better security in place to prevent theft of our assets. Also, we had other security upgrades. Statewide Security installed new cameras at both Blackwood Park and Upper Richland Park Community Center as well. The staff and myself, we will continue to prioritize locations where we need to continue to make improvements on outdated camera systems. Meadow Lake Park, as you all know, Meadow Lake Park has been closed down. This is the third week from the incident that took place back on April 29th of 2023. The panels on the side of the buildings from the side to the front are being installed. Myself and my staff has been monitoring this project. Hopefully they should be done by the end of this week, barring weather. We've had a couple of bad days, weather last week and this week with rain and wind. And it's, unfortunately, they can't move the panels on the lift with the wind and stuff blowing as hard as it's been blowing, but I went by there today. It's looking really nice. So hopefully they'll be done this week, if not no later than next week. But the building itself is still operable. We're still doing classes and programs on the building side. We moved all our gym activities to other parks at this time. So once we're able to get back in there, we could get back to being fully operational matters over at Meadow Lake Park. Upper Richland Community Center, we had the parking lot restriped. We had trees and shrubs that was trimmed and cut down in the front of the building, so now you can actually see the building from the road. We had the doors fixed. The phone services now has also been restored, and we also have internet access now. So we're getting these buildings prepared to put staff back in them to program and activate those facilities. So Upper Richland is also one that we're prioritizing as well. On the other items, just an update on the fencing at the back. My staff and I, last Friday, met with Amacor Security. They're the ones that are providing the electric fencing with the multiple cameras and alarm monitoring. They gave us a demo on how everything works. As we speak, as of probably up to 20 minutes ago, they was out there working on it, and staff is constantly monitoring that. So the entire back gate where the vehicles in park and the maintenance yard all the way around, at a certain time of the night, that electrical fencing will come on and it'll take care of our access.
Is that Amarok?
Yes, sir. So it's a very intrigued system.
Yeah,
It goes live at a certain part of the night, time of the night. So we have it set on a timer where it can come on and come off. And only certain staff is allowed pins and access to that facility. So we feel that if we minimize who's in and out, we can control what happens back there. Parking lot renovations for Meadow Lake and Kaufman Road Park. We did receive the drawings today from AOS. They're going to meet with us Wednesday, the staff and I, to go over the drawings and what the engineers are planning to do with the drainage system. They can schedule a Zoom call with the board if y'all would like to go over these designs and these drawings. Once we approve everything, they can begin work within a week. And it'll probably take 2 to 3 weeks at the most to get both projects completed. Auction items. If you look in your board package, you'll see that we have a list of auction items that need to be approved and to go to state surplus. There are 5 vehicles and there are 9 pieces of, equipment. So Ms. Hanley and her staff with property management, are constantly, prioritizing these vehicles. We're getting them checked to make sure they're operable. That's not gonna cost us a lot of funding to fix them. And it's also allowing us to reduce influx of vehicles that are not working and we just holding on to them. So we're trying our best to, get rid of assets and vehicles that we don't need. As you notice, if you came in tonight, beside the road, we used to have a bunch of buses and vehicles up here beside the road. We was able to get all our, vehicles back in the back. And the ones that are going to the auction, we have those in a separate location back there by the maintenance yard. So, once we, get this approved, we'll be getting that stuff to auction as soon as possible. And we'll continue to prioritize vehicles that are not working. Lastly, the Duck Activity Center at Hopkins. When we opened that facility, back in 2012 or 13, it was opened as a Duck Activity Center as well. Both Park Lane and Gunners Ferry Duck Activity Centers are closed on Sundays. My recommendation that we do the same thing with Hopkins, a Duck Activity Center. We will honor inner rental reservation that already is on the book. But moving forward in February, we would like to have that facility closed on Sundays. It also allows staff to have a day off. Currently, Ms. Dell is working 7 days a week, and she doesn't get a day off. So if anybody in that area would like to rent a facility, we do have Hopkins Park available for rental space. But I would like to stay consistent with what we're doing with both here at the Duck Activity Center and the Gunners Ferry location as well. And as you can see, the hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., the same as they are here. Are there any questions or concerns?
Bryce, do you need a motion for the, hour change or no?
No, I don't think I do. That's just an operational matter. I just want to inform the board of decision. Just in case, you guys
Do
get
we have
calls and
other parks
complaints.
open on Sundays?
No, all our community centers are closed on Sundays unless they're open for, they're closed. We have a few that have churches in them, but I think that's 1 or 2, but the Hopkins ASC is supposed to be in alignment with both Gunners Ferry and, Park Lane. So we want to be fair and consistent to our staff and to the process.
Sounds good.
Chair,
That's-
Chair Lapine, I just have a comment. Taurus, I just want to say thank you for sharing. I'm excited to hear about the security upgrades. And I'm sure the risk team has already reviewed this, but is there any opportunity for us in terms of cost savings now that we've added cameras and fencing and now that things are more up to date? Do we have an opportunity for insurance costs?
Well, I know our insurance, premium should go down because we're increasing these, improving our, security at these sites. And the main factor would be if people's not stealing our assets, we won't have to replace them. So we
Right.
definitely would be saving costs. So, we've, put some good money into these systems and we stand behind that. They'll do a great job. So,
Okay.
we're hoping that nobody take a chance over here and touch that fence. They'll
Right.
find out how hot it is.
Right.
But,
I've done it.
but,
Hey, but-
we definitely should have some savings across the board.
I think we probably, there might be an opportunity, for us.
All right, Mr. Lewis, one other question. You and I had mentioned in passing that we might need to have a discussion with the board in a special called meeting coming up in the next couple weeks regarding Kaufman and Meadow Lake, the drainage and. that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So just, probably something we can do on Zoom, is that a?
Yes, sir.
At lunch, but just, I don't know if you want to expand upon that real quick.
Yes, as I stated earlier, with the, Meadow Lake parking lot, we received the documents today, for the review. My staff and I will review them on Wednesday. And if needed, AOS can have a Zoom call with board members to answer any questions or concerns that you all have and to discuss how the change order will take place. And if you all are pleased with, everything that's presented, we can go ahead and move forward with the, repairs. They're ready to get started.
Yeah, we need to do that
And
fairly
we're-
quick.
We're feeling a
because
lot of questions
I
from,
think we promised people
Yeah.
that we would, get on that and then the Hopkins pool, so,
yes, sir.
all right.
So Ms. Ashley will be in touch, with you all to set up a.
All right,
Zoom
just
meeting.
wanted to make everybody aware in case we forgot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
That's the end of my report if there are no more questions.
Ms. Venable. You're on deck, or you're up.
Good evening, Chair Lapine and members of the board. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
As we prepare for the PowerPoint, I just wanted to say congratulations to our Employee of the Year for 2023. And that was Mr. Nate Henderson of Property Management. At this time, we don't have a picture of him. He's always working really, really hard. But he was supposed to come to the office and take a picture. He didn't make it. So we wanted to acknowledge Mr. Nate. He does a phenomenal job here at the agency. And that's why he was named Employee of the Year for 2023. All right, now to our events. The Valentine Community Center hosted a New Year celebration on Thursday, December the 21st at 11:30. They had 40 people in attendance. Brunch with Seniors was held on January the 11th at the Crossroads Community Center. They had about 20 people in attendance. The seniors enjoyed brunch and they discussed upcoming trips and events for 2024. Styling and profiling teen hairstyles took place on January the 16th at Bluff Road Park. They had 8 participants and would like to say thank you to the staff at Bluff Road Park. The Richland County High School Player of the Year co-ed basketball skills and drill clinic will be held on Sunday, February the 23rd from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock at St. Andrews Park. This event is totally free and it's co-ed for ages 5 to 14. We ask that you go on our social media outlets, which are Facebook page and Instagram page, to register for this free event. So if you have any students, anyone know any students between the ages of 5 to 14, please register today. Our Jazz Fest 2024 will be held on Saturday, April the 13th from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at North Springs Park. And our tickets are on sale now. We have a VIP experience and those tickets are $100, but it's worth every penny. We also have early bird specials that will be general admission for $20. We'll have those early bird tickets on sale until February the 17th. So the proceeds will support the Richland County Recreation Foundation, which provides recreation scholarships to families across Richland County. So please purchase your tickets and they can be purchased on Eventbrite. Our upcoming events. On tomorrow, January the 23rd, Gaston Park Community Center will host the Gaston Golden and Proud. We always have a fun time at Gaston, so if you're available, please join us. On January the 25th, they'll have a family game night at Killian. On February the 2nd through the 4th, at Eastover Park, we'll have a Make a Smile, a Kid Smile Day. And then we get into Black History Month at Blythewood Park on February the 3rd. And you have opportunity to see the Buffalo Soldiers at Bluff Road Park on February the 10th. Also happening on February the 10th, a celebration for families for Valentine's Day. On the 13th here at the at the Goddess Ferry Adult Activity Center, they'll have their annual Sweetheart Ball. And then on the 14th, another Black History celebration at Hopkins. And we'll have a academic bowl at Denny Terrace on the 17th. Heritage Potluck here at Park Lane on the 21st. And then, as I stated earlier, on the 25th of February, we'll have the Player of the Year Basketball Skills and Drills Clinic. And this concludes my report. And I hope that everyone has a very happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, Bob, we just come out of executive session, right? All right, we're coming out of executive session. We did have a couple of things to take place here. Couple of motions, I believe.
Chair Lapine, I'd like to make a motion to come, enter, exit executive session, don't I? Yes.
No, we don't have to make the motion. We just come out.
You might as well, I
Right.
mean, just to be
Sorry.
on the
Sorry.
side, just go ahead and do it, just to.
Motion to exit executive session.
I'll second it.
All right.
Thought we had to do that.
James, on the game.
James is second the motion.
It's big time.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yeah.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Chair Lapine, I'd also like to make a motion that, we allow the, chair of the commission to sign and proceed under the forward purchase agreement for the 2022 B bond.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yeah.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'd like to make a motion to allow the interim director and staff the ability to terminate RCRC with goodwill contract.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Chair Lapine, I'd like to make a motion to, end the meeting. Adjourn.
A second.
A second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller. Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Motion approved, meeting adjourned.